Welcome to another edition of Mortgage Chicks with Hot Tips. My name is Stacy Van Skank.
I'm Elizabeth Hall.
I'm Cindy Walker.
And I'm Kim Hairstead.
This week's topic is going to be renovation loans. We're all finding we're getting a lot of inquiries on renovation loans. As you know, the inventory is low in housing. So we want to just kind of give you a general idea of what is a renovation loan. It's a home loan that allows for a wide range of renovations or energy updates to be done to a property. Whether you're purchasing it at the time of closing and you want to add on, or it's your existing home and you want to refinance and have the ability to do renovations to your home. You know, what are the advantages of getting a renovation loan? You can finance your home and the projects into one loan. Like we had another podcast, we were talking about HELOCs, a first and second mortgage. This is going to be one mortgage. A renovation loan will take into consideration the loan on the house and any kind of renovation projects you want to do to the home, so that you have the money to do it at your leisure. So they're a little bit more flexible. You can lock your rate at any time in the process and it's a fixed rate, and then you have no schedule for your renovations to be completed. You know, we're going to talk about the different type of renovation loans today because there's three different types. You know, we have a home equity loan. You can take a home equity loan out to do the renovations yourself. And then we have streamlined FHA 203K, and we have conventional renovation loans that we'll get into a little bit further.
Yeah, so they don't really limit you, but I know that Van Dyke, they've kind of set like a bottom dollar for renovation loans at $10,000, because really it doesn't make sense to go into this renovation loan that carries a little bit higher interest rate than a typical mortgage if you're only going to be financing less than $10,000. You know, you can do anything with the renovations, as far as you can add a garage, a detached garage. You could add a room to the house. You can add a pool. You can do any type of renovation on the inside of the house, as far as kitchen renovation, bathrooms, and there's not a limit on the dollar amount. So as long as we're staying in the loan limits for conventional and FHA, we do offer both a Fannie Mae renovation loan and an FHA renovation loan.
Cindy, on those loans, when you do those, do you have to have a contractor?
Yes, has to be a licensed building contractor.
So we have to do something about getting them approved as well.
Yeah,
And
they'll submit financial information on themselves, the contractors will, and they also will write a bid, because we have to know what to base this whole loan amount off of. So they'll come up with a bid with the itemization, and then we take that, add it to the sales price, the contract that we get, and we can finance a maximum loan based on the two added together.
Do they use an appraisal to get that value as well?
Yeah, the appraiser's going to do an as-is value, and the appraiser's going to do a value as improved.
And the FHA product on this, it actually offers two types. They have what's called a streamline, which is going to be any repairs that are under $35,000, okay? They tend to be a little bit more limited on what they'll allow you to do. No pools, nothing structural, but they do allow you to paint, put a roof on, remodel your kitchen, flooring, fans. It's quite extensive what they do allow you to do, up to that $35,000. Then they have what's called a full 203K that will take you anything above the $35,000 mark, and those will allow you to tear down and add on parts of it. They'll allow you to do pools. They'll allow you to do plumbing. They really let you take. I believe we had one where the guy took the house. One of the ones that I closed took the house almost down to the footprint. Well, it's a full blown. Now, when you're doing a full blown 203K loan, it gets a little bit more involved. There gets what they have, a HUD consultant.
Yes.
On top
Third
of
party.
the contractor. And very good question, Kim, because I get that one a lot. Well, I'm a contractor, or my
Can I do my
cousin
own?
Joe is very handy. The FHA is not going to allow that. They need to be on an approved list, and the contractor and the consultant have to be on the same page. And when you're talking about qualifying for one of these kind of loans, when they call us, they need to let us know what repairs are they talking about and approximately how much are those repairs going to be, so we know whether we have to structure them into a streamlined 203K or whether we have to put them in a full-blown 203K. Now there are some nuances to it because, as we all know, sometimes construction costs can vary. So if
in
they're
this day
doing
and age.
plumbing repairs, they'll do a excuse me, they'll do a 20% variance on the padding of what they allow, just in case there's other things. And as it's done, they do take draws, I believe,
Yes.
off of a 203K. So you'll get a draw, you'll have the appraisal come out, and when it's completed, then they get the rest of the money. Another thing I do want to say about these loans, they're very complicated. They're not fast.
Not at all. That's something we
Okay,
need to let people
because
know.
as I was
45
saying-
to 60 days,
Right.
closer to 60.
Because we have the realtors, we have the contractors, we have the consultants, and they're very specific about the verbiage with the contractor and the HUD consultant. I mean, they really have to be on the same page, and there are forms, specific forms, that are filled out by both parties. So
Yeah.
again, all of that means
More paperwork, more time.
Well, and every one that
Absolutely.
I've done, the packet that the contractor gets, I mean, we have to show that they have valid insurance, they have experience.
References.
Yes.
Yep.
And 100% of the time, the contractor does not send the package back complete. So then you have to keep going
Keep going
back,
back.
keep going back, keep going back. And that's why it's important, like you said, to tell the loan officer up front and the realtor, because you can't do a 30-day close on me.
No.
Right.
No.
You really should do a 60 or on or before 90-day close, just because it's tedious paperwork up front, and we're relying on other people to send us what we need in a timely manner, which never
Exactly.
happens.
No.
But Elizabeth, you mentioned the $35,000 one.
Mm-hmm.
What are the guidelines on that as far as, can you take the whole 35,000 out at once, or how do they
Well,
work
you
that?
don't get the cash.
It's
It-
draws.
It's draws. So they, as you come in and we send the appraiser out, as the contractor lets us know where they're at. I believe it's 2 draws. They get one
yeah.
in the beginning,
I
about
think it's
half,
50%.
and
Yeah.
then at the end they get the rest.
Right.
So
After
you know they
inspections.
have to submit things to back to us to say here's A, B, C, and D has been done. Then they will determine and they will release. You know.
So there's less paperwork with the streamline.
Yes.
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 You don't have
But
to have a
consult.
compliance inspector. either.
Correct. The consultant is out of the
Saves
the
about
loop on that.
$1,500.
Absolutely.
I mean, and it's no self-help, like all the calls that I get, well, I can do it myself, my Uncle
No.
Larry can do
No.
it, I can do it, I do cabinets on the side or whatever. No self-help. No, yes, someone can paint the house. We all know how to paint. Someone can do paint. You can't do electrical, you can't do cabinetry work, you could probably even do flooring within reason. You know, they're not so hardcore that they're gonna say absolutely no, but you have to show you have some kind of experience in it, but nothing that needs a license. And that's really important, because people really wanna buy these houses and do all the work themselves, and that's a
Right.
big fat no-no. So to conclude, renovation loans, there are a variety of types. We have home equity loans, we have conventional loans, and we have FHA loans. Some things to remember is they are not quick closings. So if you intend on purchasing a home with these type of loans, you want to do an extended closing date. You have to understand that you cannot do self-help. People think they can do things, but it's not allowed. And another thing to keep in mind, we really didn't go over too much, but there is a change in interest rate on these loans.
Yeah, they're pricier with closing costs
Yes.
because of the added inspections and title work.
Yes.
And the interest rate's
And the
higher
interest rate is
we
higher.
we have to
Yeah.
broker those loans.
Because it is, you know, it's an added layer of risk. You know, everything is risk-based pricing. These loans are risky because the home's going to be in a transition period torn apart. So it's a higher level of risk. People also should keep in mind to shop for insurance.
Yeah, 'cause
When you're
that'll be
getting these
tricky.
kinds, because the
Right.
insurance will be difficult or challenging somewhat, especially now in Florida. It's become so much more challenging with insurance. So that's something else people need to look into and consider before just jumping into these loans. I'm not discouraging people, but I'm saying that they can be very complicated. So your best bet really is to reach out to a mortgage professional at Van Dyke Mortgage, and we'll explain the process to you. We'll explain the good and the bad and the ugly, and some people do move forward and some people decide that it's not, you know, in their wheelhouse. So if you have any questions or ideas for topics, please email us at mortgagechicks@vandykemortgage.com.
And don't forget to listen to us where you listen to all your favorite podcasts.
Please follow us on Facebook at Mortgage Chicks with Hot Tips.
You can also find us on our YouTube channel at Mortgage Chicks with Hot Tips.